So this one's pretty funny in my opinion and just overall insane, ridiculous, whatever word you want to use to describe it. I hope you enjoy it. Leave a like on the video if you do. And let's talk about this. So yeah, the title's a crazy one. And yeah, I'm going to explain. So the story time all starts off as a regular day in 2015. Now in 2015, I was probably peak stupid Luna. I definitely was not as mature as I am now, that's for sure. It was quite a long time ago. I was pretty young and stupid. Now, this was the summer of 2015, so everybody was out of school that I knew. I technically was out of school at this point because I was like in the process of dropping out, but I didn't do it yet. So I was basically in limbo, I guess. But anyway, it was summer, so I didn't have school regardless, and nobody else did, right? So I was pretty much hanging out with my friends every single day, every single minute of every day, crashing on people's couches, them crashing on mine. And that's how most summers would go for me up until like a couple of years ago. I literally would just kind of hang out with everybody and anybody and make the most of the short time that we had to just like have nice weather where I live. Because I live in New York. It's fucking cold out. So anyway, I was hanging out one day with my friend Brian, right? So me and Brian were hanging out. We were actually at a playground smoking together because we couldn't smoke at our houses because our parents would, ground us if they caught us because we were still at that age. So we were smoking in a park, right? We were on this playground. There was no kids there or anything. That'd be really weird if we were like ripping a fucking giant bowl right in front of a bunch of kids and their parents. Like that's not what we were doing. We were just at this empty playground, right? And, the first like 10, 20 minutes, we were just chilling there, got done smoking, we're talking for a little bit. And then my friend's like, yo, you want to smoke another? And I was like, yeah, man, fuck it. Now, I can't lie. At this point, I was getting a little bit paranoid because your boy was a little bit high. And I just got paranoid in general when I was high. So, I'm looking around, making sure no one's around before we start smoking the second bowl. And I don't see anybody. It looks clear. Everything looks good. And we start smoking it, right? And all of a sudden, I look out in the distance, and I see an SUV pull into the parking lot of the playground. Now, the parking lot was pretty far away from the actual playground itself, so I couldn't really make out exactly what the car looked like, but I knew that it was an SUV. It looked like a newer SUV. That's what I thought. Oh, and it was black. That's another thing. It was like black, and it looked like there was a logo on the side. So I just figured it was somebody's like company car or something, and they were just like there eating lunch, because sometimes people park in that parking lot on their lunch breaks and eat. So I figured that's what it would be, right? So me and my friend get to smoke in this bowl. We're chilling. Then all of a sudden I look up and I see a man walking towards the playground. But not just any man, a police officer. So immediately I look at Brian. I'm like, yo, dude, put it the fuck away. There's a cop. He's coming right now. Put it away. And Brian's like, huh? Where? And I'm like, Brian, I can't fucking point at him or he'll see that we're looking at him. Just put the fucking bowl away. Trust me. So he puts it away, right? And he's still looking around like completely aimlessly, just like a fucking dumb stoner, right? And I'm like, Brian, keep your head down. Maybe he'll walk by. So we're just sitting there on this playground with both of our heads like looking at the ground, just hoping this police officer is going to walk right by us and attend to something else, that doesn't involve us. Like, I was just hoping that he was there for an unrelated reason, not us, right? And then sure enough, I hear the footsteps come up to us, and I hear, what are you boys doing here? And I look up, and I see this police officer, and I was like, not much, just hanging out, enjoying the summer vacation. He goes, how old are you boys? And we both go at the same time, 16. And he goes, wow, a little old to be playing on a playground, don't you think? And I was just like, hey, we're not playing. We're just hanging out, enjoying the weather. There's nowhere else to sit over here. There's rainwater on all the benches, so we can't sit down. And there's holes on the playground that drains the water, so we can just sit here because it's dry. Which was true. I wasn't lying. Like, we would have rather sat on the benches outside of the playground than to be on a playground and smoke weed. But the playground made more sense. And this cop's like, all right, listen, I'm going to ask once and once only, and I want you guys to be honest with me. You guys smoking some weed out here? I smell it. Smells like skunk, smells like weed. You're the only two people out here, so be honest with me. And Brian just takes the wheel. Like, I was about to reply and just be like, yeah, sorry, officer, we were smoking a little bit. We won't anymore. But Brian just completely takes over. And he goes, no, officer, like, no, absolutely not. We were smoking, I won't lie, but it was tobacco product. It wasn't marijuana. And the cop kind of gives him like a smug look, and he's like, tobacco, huh? And Brian's like, officer, I swear, look. And he unzips the backpack, he pulls out the bowl, and he shows him. But the thing was the weed in the bowl was very charred and, like, smoked a little bit. So there wasn't like an obvious weed color to what was in the bowl. It was just like a, a black kind of charred substance in the bowl, right? But it reeked like weed. And Brian even had a lie for that. He was like, I know it smells a little bit like weed, but I won't lie. I have smoked weed out of this pipe in the past, but this is tobacco product, sir. We have no marijuana. Now, I'm just sitting there thinking, yo, this is fucking so stupid. Like, Brian should just tell the truth because we're 16 and we didn't have a lot of weed on us. It was like a dub worth, like $20 worth, maybe even a dime. Like, it was not a lot left. And we had a tiny little bowl. It wouldn't have been like a huge financial hit to get that taken from us and confiscated. And also, like I said, we were 16, so he probably would have let us go with a slap on the wrist and just been like, hey, go home, don't smoke here anymore. But Brian's making up a whole fucking book, bro. He's making up a whole fucking series of shit to this officer. And the cop's like, kind of believing him. Like, he takes the bowl out of Brian's hand, he's like examining it, he's smelling it, and he goes, so you're not lying to me? This is tobacco in this pipe? It just smells like weed because you smoked it in the past? This is tobacco. And Brian's like, yep, I swear on my mom and dad, officer. Like, it is 110% tobacco in there. We bought it from a smoke shop. They sold it to us with a fake ID. It's tobacco. And the officer goes, do you have those fake IDs on you guys? And I go, no, sir, I don't have a fake ID. Which was not a lie. At the time, I did not have one. I lost it. And Brian goes, no, sir, I don't have one on me. It's at my parents' house. And the officer goes, okay, well, when you get home, I want you to throw that out because that alone is a serious charge. And I'm going to give this back to you. But if I find out that you have any kind of weed or anything in this park in the future, or we get any more calls about you guys smoking out here, we're kicking you out and we're giving you a trespass, okay? And that confirmed that. Somebody called the cops on us. I didn't know why the cop was there, but that confirmed it. He basically said that someone called on us for smoking and loitering in the park, I guess. Anyway, the cop gives him his bowl back. He gives Brian the bowl back, doesn't search his backpack, which I thought the first thing he would have done would be that. But this cop, I think, just wasn't in the mood to, like, investigate Brian's claims and just fucking believed him and went on his way. I feel like he kind of knew that we were both just, like, 16-year-old kids. It didn't really give a fuck about what we were doing, period. So the cop walks back to his car after telling us to have a good day and to stay out the park if we're going to smoke. And I look over at Brian and I go, rest in peace to Dave and Linda. And those were his parents' names. And he goes, why are you saying that? I go, bro, you swore on your parents' lives that there was tobacco in that pipe? Really? You had to go to that extent? He goes, bro, did it not work? I was saying anything that came to mind that would make this cop believe me. And guess what? It worked. I'm like, I know it worked. I know, man. But damn, swearing on your parents' lives, that's a bold move for someone like you. Because Brian was a pretty spiritual guy, right? He was always kind of like the most spiritual friend. He believed in stuff like that and karma and things like that. So, of all people, I just didn't expect him to swear on his parents' life when he was lying. And I just made a huge joke of it all day. Like, every time Brian would tell me something, I'm like, you swear on your parents' life? He'd be like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, dude, you better check on Dave and Linda. You're fucking out here swearing on their lives. And obviously, nothing bad happened to his parents, okay? I mean, let that be known now. His parents are both in good health to this day. So luckily, Brian's claim of swearing on their lives did not actually affect their lives. So that was good for him. Anyway, the cop left. He left us there in the park, kind of let us off with a warning. I think he knew Brian was bullshitting and just didn't want to press the issue. And yeah, in the end, we were good. Everything was good. And we went and found a different smoke spot for, the time being and didn't go back to that park for quite a while. So, I gotta say it. Moral of the story is, don't be like Brian, okay? That motherfucker, could have gotten us in so much more trouble. Luckily, he didn't, but, he could have gone so much worse. And also, don't be like me back then. Me and Brian were shitheads. We were just always getting into some trouble. So, be on your best behavior, y'all. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.
I be fully loaded, I be whipping foreign cars. Always stay devoted, mama knew I'd be a star. Now I'm steady flowing, feeling like I'm high as Mars. I'ma keep on going, I'ma always raise the bar. Told me I could not